Hey Internet, I'm that annoying friend that goes on long tangents about stuff that you have zero interest in. And today I'm going to be talking about Acue and Shroud and the difference in FPS skills. Now, if you've watched any of Acue and you're a loyal fan like me, you know that besides gun skill, one big thing that makes Ace really good is his movement and approach to situations. From B-hopping to wall jumps to zipline shenanigans, he's always looking for interesting ways to move around his opponents. Now, to illustrate my point, I'm going to show some old clips of Ace from his YouTube channel, and if you enjoy anything that you see here, please go over to his channel and support his content and stream. Now, let's show a few clips of Shroud as well.
It's not hard, I know. I'm just saying, how sick would it be if you were even more geared?
One HP, bro. I have nothing.
They're also 1 HP.
I have literally zero, dude.
No, he's one, Ty, he's one. He's one. Holy fuck, bro. That was so close.
Now, Shroud is an amazing FPS player and was a high-profile pro in CS, probably one of the purest FPS games that you can play. His gun skill is legendary, but I want to pay attention to the way that he interacts with his environment. Now, side by side, the first thing you might notice is a lack of movement in Shroud's gameplay. He doesn't use all the movement options available to him in every situation. Though he still wins the majority of fights, he wins them in a completely different way than Ace. You can definitely see that in his tracking, recoil control, and so on. Now, I'm not saying Shroud is wrong here. This is a great mindset for a different gameplay system. For something like CSGO, where besides some gliding and jumping through chokes, holding good angles, pre-firing, proper tracking, and item usage, that wins fights on its own. Now let's show the inverse with Acue. I'll let this clip play, and then afterwards we're going to go through some of the mechanics he used to win the fight, and I'm going to highlight how those mechanics are specific to Apex Legends. So let's start this off bit by bit. Ace knows there's a team of 3 inside that building on the second floor healing up for the next fight. He decides to throw a thermite grenade into that door and then jump up to the roof to approach at a different angle. They're already watching that door and there's gas directly on the inside, so he knows he can't approach from there, so he uses the movement of the game to properly re-engage. Now the people inside the building are healing and he knows he only has a fair bit of time to approach them while they're still down a player. So he decides to use his portal and enter the void to avoid that gas canister waiting by the stairwell, slide hops through it to make it down the stairs instantly and pops the portal so he can start shooting. Then he disengages through the portal up back to the third floor before re-engaging down to the second floor to attack at an angle the third party member is not expecting him to come from. Once his location is known, he disengages again, climbs up to the third floor, takes the portal back down to appear behind the enemy and take him out for the final kill. The guy had no idea where he was coming from because of his constant movement and changing of angles. Now, what can we learn from this? Now, I think it's a good study. Like Shroud shows how to be a very good FPS player. Well, Ace shows how to be a fantastic Apex player. I think the huge takeaway is that to truly be the best at whatever game you're trying to be the best at, you have to employ techs and moves that can only exist in that area. See, Shroud is going to always be an amazing FPS player. It's because he works on his FPS fundamentals and he knows how those games work specifically. And because of that, he's not going to be the best at any one FPS game. Well, Acue was always going to be a fantastic Apex Legends player because he knows exactly how that game works, and though he may be an okay FPS player in general, he can't show up to a CSGO tournament and win. Thank you for watching. I had a random thought, decided to make it into a video, and I hope to make some more in the future. If you enjoyed it, please comment or subscribe and come back for more. I plan on posting a lot more.